She used to believe that love could fix anything. That if you just held on long enough, for the children, for the memories, for the vows, things would get better. But what happens when holding on becomes a slow emotional death? This is the story of Amara, a mother, a wife, a woman caught between two impossible choices: stay in a loveless, chaotic marriage for the sake of her kids, or leave and finally breathe again. Today we're walking through her journey. Not to tell you what the right choice is, but to show you what it looks like to wrestle with the question millions of people silently face. Let's begin. Part 1. The family that looked perfect. Amara and Toby met in university. She was studying education. He was studying engineering. Everyone called them the power couple, the type that made love look easy. 5 years into their marriage, they had 2 kids, Daniel, age 7, and Simi, age 4. On the outside, they were the picture of success. Social media photos, family vacations, church events. But inside their home, a different picture was forming. It started subtly. Toby would come home later and later. The laughter between them disappeared. Arguments that once ended with compromise now ended with doors slamming and silence so loud it hurt. Amara would put the kids to bed, then lie awake wondering, what happened to us? But she stayed silent. For the kids. She believed that parents should never give up. She believed that homes are worth fighting for, even if you're the only one fighting. She thought things would turn around, but instead they got worse. Part 2. Walking on eggshells. The home turned into a battlefield where nothing exploded, but everything hurt. Toby grew more distant. When he did speak, it was often sharp, impatient, or cold. Amara began avoiding conversations. She learned to predict his moods like weather patterns. Daniel stopped asking if Daddy would play with him. Simi clung to her mother more. There were no bruises on the outside, but the emotional damage was starting to show. Amara kept telling herself, this is just a phase. All couples go through this. But deep down she felt it, she was vanishing. She wasn't the vibrant woman she used to be. The one who danced while cooking, laughed loudly, planned family movie nights. She was tired, quiet, and anxious. And still she stayed. Because Daniel once cried when his cousin's parents got divorced. Because Simi smiled whenever both Mommy and Daddy tucked her in. Because society told her that good mothers don't quit. But one night things changed. It was a Tuesday. The kids had just gone to sleep. Toby came home angry about something small. An argument erupted, and for the first time he raised his voice so loud that Daniel came running into the room crying. That night, Amara locked herself in the bathroom. Not to hide, to breathe. She stared into the mirror and asked, what am I teaching my children by staying? Part 3. Are the kids really okay? A few weeks later, the school counselor called. Daniel had become withdrawn. He rarely participated in class. He was jumpy, especially when someone raised their voice. Simi had started bedwetting again. She cried every morning before school. Amara realized the kids weren't shielded from the storm, they were drowning in it with her. And so she started asking the forbidden question. Is it better to raise kids in a broken home or inside a home that breaks them daily? She researched, read stories, watched interviews. She learned that children raised in constant conflict often struggle with anxiety, insecurity, and trust issues, regardless of whether their parents stay together or not. She also read the flip side. Kids of divorced parents often feel abandoned, blame themselves, or feel torn between two worlds. It was a lose-lose situation. But one study stood out. What harms children most is not the divorce itself, but the level of parental conflict before, during, and after. It hit her like lightning. Staying wasn't neutral. It was active harm, if peace wasn't present. So she asked herself, what if the greatest gift I can give my children is not 2 parents under one roof, but one parent who's whole, present, and emotionally safe? Part 4. The pressure to stay. Amara spoke to her family. Her mother told her to endure. Her pastor said marriage is for life. Her in-laws said she was being dramatic. No one is perfect, they said. Think of the children, they insisted. Marriage is hard, they reminded her. And part of her believed them. She had made vows. She had brought 2 children into this world. She didn't want them to grow up in 2 homes. She also feared judgment, that people would see her as a failure, that Daniel and Simi would resent her. But more than anything, she feared being alone. Could she really carry it all by herself? She took weeks, months, to decide. She tried therapy with Toby. He attended the first session, then said it was pointless. She asked him, "Do you still love me?" He replied, "What kind of question is that?" and walked away. The answer was clear. Amara wasn't leaving a man who loved her. She was already alone in the marriage. She was just about to make it official. Part 5. The Decision. Amara sat her children down one morning. She held their tiny hands and said, "Mommy and Daddy are going to live in different houses." Simi's eyes filled with tears. Daniel didn't say a word, but she continued with courage and honesty. "We both love you. That will never change. But we need to live in a way that helps us all be happier." That night, they all slept in her mother's house. Toby didn't call. Not even once. She cried alone, quietly. She wasn't crying because she regretted her decision. She was mourning the version of her life that could have been. It hurt, but it also felt like breathing again. She didn't have to walk on eggshells. She didn't have to explain her moods. She was free to rebuild, to recover, to mother with clarity. Part 6. Rebuilding peace. It wasn't easy. Rent was high. Bills piled up. The kids asked tough questions. "Why doesn't Daddy live here? Why did you leave?" She answered with honesty and love. Never bitterness. Never blame. Sometimes adults can't live together peacefully, but that doesn't mean they stop being your parents. Slowly, the kids adjusted. Daniel began smiling more. He opened up again at school. Simi stopped waking up in tears. There were still hard days. Court dates. Budget cuts. Loneliness. But peace was returning to their lives. Amara started teaching part-time. She joined a support group for single mothers. She journaled every night and read affirmations every morning. She was still healing. Still rising. But one thing was certain. She was showing her kids what courage looked like. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to choose growth, even when it's painful. The final reflection. So, should you stay for the kids? Or leave for your sanity? No one can answer that for you. But here's what Amara would say. Don't stay out of guilt. Don't leave out of impulse. Choose the path that allows your children to see love, not just in your marriage, but in how you love yourself. If the home you're staying in is full of fear, yelling, and silence, it's already broken. But if there's still respect, still effort, still hope, fight for it with all your heart. And if the time comes when peace is no longer possible, don't let shame keep you stuck. Your children don't need a perfect parent. They need a healthy one. They need a present one. They need you to show them what self-respect looks like. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below. Have you ever faced this choice? How did you handle it? And remember, this isn't just a video. It's a conversation we need to keep having. Hit that subscribe button for more real-life stories that inspire, heal, and help us grow. Until next time, choose peace, not perfection.